Okay, today I'm going to be testing this little alcohol stove here. I'm taking water straight out of the refrigerator, and I don't know, you probably can't see on that thermometer. I might be able to zoom in, but the water temperature is approximately 50 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and fire up this alcohol stove, and I will set a timer from the time the flames, the gas jets blossom and ignite into a full flame, to see how long it's going to boil. 16 ounces of water in this stainless steel, made in China, Walmart camp cup. It holds 18 ounces. I'm going to be putting 16 in it to see how long it takes to boil 2 cups of water, which would make a couple of cups of tea or bouillon for somebody, or like a dehydrated Mountain House dinner. So we're going to get started here. Let me get some fuel in that thing and light it off, and when it starts to blossom, we'll set a timer. Now kids, don't try this at home without adult supervision. I don't recommend you burn anything other than the yellow heat. There's tests been done on the internet. I'm not going to go through all that again. It burns the best unless you have some really good Shine or Everclear around. And in that case, you can drink it if you want to. Do not drink this. Alright, we're going to give it a good filling right up to the neck. We're going to run her, probably just shy of the gas ports as far as level goes. Oops, we drill a little bit onto the stuff. Has a high flash point, it evaporates quickly. Okay, apparently I'm dripping out one of the weep holes here, which is not a big deal. In some cases that can be advantageous. As long as you're sitting on a flash pan, you can fill it till it comes out the weep holes, and then prime the pan, light the stove, and it'll help heat it so it'll blossom quicker in colder weather. This right now, ambient temperature, we're probably at 65 in here. I do not have a thermometer to say that, but alright, I'm going to go ahead and move the cup out of the way, and I'm going to move the water off to the side, and I'm going to light this, and then I'm going to shut off the light so you can see what I'm talking about when it blossoms. Alright, she's lit. I have to get my timer ready. It's going to take about a minute for it to blossom. Actually, I don't think I'm even going to need to shut off the light. We're just going to focus down here a little bit more. We're going to let it burn. Like I said, it takes about a minute for it to come to a blossom. At that point, I'll have my phone ready. The handy dandy stopwatch. So, we'll just give it a minute, and as soon as that starts, I'll hit the timer. And I'm not going to start it until all 16 of the jets are lit, and you can assist those along by blowing on the flame. When 2 or 3 of them light, you can gently blow around the edge and it'll persuade the other ones to light. Oh, it's blossomed. Okay, here we go. Timer is started. Let's put the water in the cup first. Water again is at 50 degrees. So it might be, what you'd find in nature. Okay, I'm going to hit the lap counter because of the 27 seconds the time it took for me to fill, so we can still calculate the full burn time. Now it's just setting and waiting. You know what they say, a watch pot never boils. But we're going to watch it anyhow. I'm going to try to center that pan on the flame a little better. Here's a reference of the time. So 1 minute. There we go. Okay, now for a surface to set those, you're definitely going to want something stable. I would recommend that you would definitely not use it in a tent or anything. A picnic table's fine, something stable that's not going to burn real easily. And I'm using the top of an old Coleman stove. You know, those are made to generate heat and it's not going to hurt a thing. So now we just wait. Okay, we're about 5 minutes and 38 seconds in, and it's starting to get a gentle boil going in the bottom. There's bubbles forming in the bottom at 5 minutes and 48 seconds. And we also have a 27-second lap time of from the time it took for me to pour the water into the container, take the thermometer out. So that fire had been blossomed for 27 seconds before the boiling pot actually went on. Okay, that's a good rolling boil. I mean, it's kicking ass right now. If you had to purify water, that would certainly be hot enough. In fact, it's boiling so hard it's boiling over out of the pan. Part of that's due to that flexible top on the Coleman stove, but as it boils down, it'll be fine. All right, so now all we got to do, we're going to pause this camera again and going to see how long it takes for it to actually finish the burn. All right, we're at 11 minutes and 55 seconds, and there's no sign of letting up here. I'm going to pull the phone away and focus back in, and this has been on a rolling boil since it started. Alright, we're back. It's starting to dwindle here. We're at 15 minutes and 50 seconds. And the flame's starting to die out. Man, that was a long burn time. I didn't know these things had that kind of hang time, but that's good to know. And your chance of getting that to work in extreme cold weather is probably slim and none. I don't know what the cutoff limit is where you can get the alcohol to vaporize and to actually pressurize. You may have troubles at higher altitudes with this device also. So, your mileage may vary. I'm in Florida, low close to the ground sea level here. Okay, it finally went out at the 16 minute, 34 seconds. And that is pretty impressive. So we're going to wrap this up, send it to the editing shop, and actually, let me measure what's left real quick and see how much boiled away. And I also want to show you how clean this burns. Ooh, that's hotter than hell. Didn't know that was going to happen. Didn't happen the other day. Alright, let's put this glove on here. Alright. So we started with 16. And we burnt about a quarter of a cup off, about 4 ounces burnt. Okay, now look at the bottom, it's clean. Not too bad. It burns clean. That yellow heat. That's all I would recommend. Now this is going to be hotter than hell. Don't touch that. And now we'll send it to the editing room.